Welcome back, everybody, to what is undoubtedly going to be a shorter than normal video because, honestly, I am dinner right now to a ravenous species of mosquito that has made a habitat of my backyard because there's a swamp over there. We just had a whole bunch of rain. There's a whole bunch of standing water, and it is miserable out here. I have sprayed myself with a little bit of bug repellent. It has helped a little bit, but I'm still getting bitten, so might make this a quick one. As you saw in the description, we are going to check out the Lotah Bih. I don't have a pronunciation key on that, so that could be wrong, but that's what I'm going with. We're going to go check out the plant, and we'll be back in just a moment. Here we have the Lotah Bih. It is leaning a little bit because it got super wet and fell over and then just began to sort of grow that way because it was buried and I didn't even see it. But as we look at it here, we can see that each V has one pepper coming from it. So it's not going to be a chinense. This one's actually a capsicum frutescens, which is the same as your Tabasco. They're similar to Tabasco. They don't have much in the way of intermediate colors. It goes green, red. There's no real yellow stage that I've seen so far looking at it, but we're going to pop off one of the red ones over there and give it a try. So as we see, it is a capsicum frutescens, just like the one behind me here, and I'm going to pull off one of these just for comparison's sake. They are very, very similar. The Lotah being slightly bigger. Lotah on my right, your left, possibly. I actually don't know how this is going to orient itself. But Lotah Tabasco. Now, Tabasco have always been a problem for me. It's not that their heat level is too high, it's that they have a specific type of heat that is just painful for me. And go. What a day. I'm hoping these aren't quite like that. However, reading up from Puckerbutt, that is usually a pretty good source for hot pepper information. It says it's a fiery capsicum frutescens that came direct from Frontal Agritech in Assam. That's in India. And let's see. Thin-walled, crinkled, very hot. So yeah, we can, if you get a little bit closer, you can see they almost look like they were a little overripe on the vine, but that's just sort of how they all look. Little gnarly, not quite as gnarly as the super hots, but apparently the heat builds up over time. They rated a 3 out of 5 stars. Just worries me a little bit. Oh, good to know. These are gluten-free, just in case you thought there might be any wheat in these. It says they're claimed to be the hottest frutescens in India, and they are perfect for using in salsa, powdered or fresh in any dish you want to increase heat. Well, that being said, I'm a little bit prepared today. This is iced coffee. I'm run down today, and I don't know why. So I figured if I'm gonna have something that's if I'm going to have something with dairy in it, I might as well have something with a little bit of flavor too, so. Here goes nothing. Now, again, because I don't really like biting into a bunch of seeds, I'm only going to take about half, so. Very thin-walled. Like super thin. Not terribly crisp, but that could be because it has been on the plant a while. Heat is starting to build. Whew! When I swallowed it, I felt it just immediately in the back of my throat. That's warm. All in the back. All in the back. I'm wondering if I can actually get it to burn up front at all. I mean, all of my chewing was in the back, of course, because it was very thin, like I said, and there's not a whole lot that, once you've bitten it off, there's not a whole lot that you can do up front, but... Okay, now that I've sort of swished it around a little bit, I can definitely feel that it's moving toward the front some. It's slow. It's slow building. Now, per pucker butt, it says it builds up over time and hits you repeatedly. I don't know how it can hit you repeatedly, but so far, not bad. I'd say it's like a 4 or 5. It's definitely not a super hot yet. I mean, I don't know, it could still be building. But I feel like it's already reached a peak. It has a mellow heat, similar to some of the chocolates that I've had before, like the chocolate habanero, that deep heat. Actually makes my breath feel hotter. It's got a good flavor though. This one's not like any of the others. I'd say it is a bit closer to like a Tabasco's flavor. Sorry, I keep having to swat these blood-sucking monsters. Very mellow, for sure. Nothing overwhelming, but definitely noticeable. I mean, it's there. Like I said, 4.5, 5. I don't say that lightly. It's about right in the middle from your bell pepper mild to way down on the deep, and maybe closer to a 4. It's not terrible. Honestly, it's not. But I can see if someone hadn't had any kind of tolerance built up for this sort of thing, this would be quite the little firecracker. Good flavor. Really good flavor, though, for sure. That's one thing it definitely said they're perfect for salsa. I can see that. But I actually think they'd be better for powder. This would be good for sprinkling the powder on like baked chicken or even grilled. The heat's starting to die down now. I don't feel like it's hit me multiple times. But that's okay, because I don't really want to get hit with it multiple times. I think once is enough for that. I'm totally fine now. It's all back here. What was in front died almost instantly. It was there for 20 seconds and then it was gone, and it's just completely focusing in the back here. And every breath I take feels like I'm breathing midsummer air. I guess it does kind of make it feel like it's hitting you again. That might be what they're talking about. Actually, I'm really impressed by this. It's a very productive plant. It doesn't grow tall like these Tabascos. Like, this Tabasco is actually up over my head as I'm sitting. If I were sitting next to that one, it may come up to here. And that's, these have historically grown way up, and that one is out a bit more. Of course, it did sort of tilt over some, so I think it's fuller than this one is. But this one's actually in the fresh Miracle Grow. Like, this one isn't even in the mixed compost that wasn't doing great earlier in the season. So I don't know if it's just sort of catching up, but it's got about 75 or 80 green ones on there. I'm looking forward to those turning red. I think they're going to make a really good spice this year. I'll have to isolate those to make the spice with just those, and maybe even isolate them for the seeds. I already pulled that one out of the clump down there just so I can get the video of it, but I'll probably leave it a little ways away and section off a branch of it that if any of the flowers turn to ripe peppers, then I'll save the seeds from those, because as it was clumped down there, there's no way of knowing if it'll be isolated. So well, this is just getting watered down, so wow, that's so much colder when everything has been so hot. Yeah, I think I can safely end it here. That wasn't bad. I was expecting it to be a little bit worse. I kind of went into it blind. This is one of the ones that was donated. I did not order this one. Oh wait, maybe I did because it was a Fruitessence. I can't remember. It's been over a year. But all in all, I'm glad I have it now. I wonder. I bet I could mix those and Tabascos, and no one would really know the difference. Excuse me. But yeah, they're pretty good. I'd say they're pretty good. Yeah, another one of the ones that if you're looking to build up a tolerance, start with these. You could throw, several of these into stir fry, and bring up the heat a bit without it being completely overwhelming. Now me, I'd probably have to replace bell peppers altogether with them in order for it to really do much, because when you cook it, brings the heat level down. But yeah, if anyone's looking for something to sort of build their tolerance up little by little, starting with bells, moving to jalapenos, maybe into cayennes and stuff along these lines, this will definitely be a good one, and I highly suggest it. I have I learned two things today. One, about this particular pepper, and two, a small lesson in procrastination. I was going to do a video on the first video of a cross, and the only reason I'm going to do that is because honestly I didn't grow that many new species this year, and one of the ones that I have, it's kind of interesting. It is a cross. There's a few ripe pods on it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get good video footage of the plant because there are no more leaves on it. I don't know what happened. It could have been a bug. It could have been where it was positioned in the clump down there, but the leaves on it were dwindled down to near nothing, so I'm going to leave it out in the sun. I'm going to make sure it gets hit with another bit of fertilizer with high nitrogen in it so it can develop itself back out a bit. We can get a better video of the plant, and then I'll do a potential review on it if I can do that before the end of the season. I don't know how slow that one was to actually develop. I'd forgotten that I had it back there. But calling it here, and I hope you enjoyed. I will see you hopefully soon in the next one. Take care.